Hello everybody, my name is Isis Daniel and I am the Millennial Somm. And today we are here for my favorite day of the week. And what is that? Tasting Thursdays. My mama looking at me. Tasting Thursdays with your girl, the Millennial Somm.
Open up, you open up.
All right, so I wrote a blog that I haven't posted yet because I was supposed to do this little experiment. And so it was maybe about 3 weeks ago. You guys know I work at a wine bar. And at the wine bar, I saw two people, same night, two different tables, drinking wine. But they weren't just drinking wine. They added water. And my manager and I were looking at each other like, what the heck is going on? Okay. And so it really, as a wine lover, it bothered me. It drove me and my manager crazy because we're just like, why are you diluting the wine? For what? What's the reason? What's going on? So what I ended up doing is I did a little research on it because two people doing it at one time, that's not something that, it's not a random, though this is just my preference, right? So I started doing a little research, and once I did, other ways that people dilute wine started coming to mind, like putting ice cubes, which still an abomination. However, I am able to understand a little bit with ice cubes. I've had wine where maybe I'll go to a restaurant, they don't keep their wines as chilled as they should, or the wine is a little warmer than it needs to be, and so you add a couple ice cubes because you're gonna down it a little quicker than if you're just savoring the wine, right? So I can understand ice cubes to a certain extent, but the water thing though, I don't really know what's going on, right? So you have this glass here, which I have been drinking a little bit, so bear with me. But you see how this glass is about, 3 to 6 ounces of wine here, right? They would add water up to here. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we doing about the same amount water into, that's way more than what an ice cube would do, right? It's not making any sense. So I went ahead, did some research, came across some people putting in the same category. So you have two reasons. And I wrote this all in my blog, which I want you guys to please go take a look. It'll be in the comments below so that you can read this blog. But in the research, people came up with two reasons why they dilute their wine with water. One being to cut hangovers, and two, to help open up the flavors and aromas of a wine, especially if they have high tannin or anything that can distract from the flavors of the wine. So like I said, I already wrote about this in my blog. Please check it out. In short, if you're looking for a cure in your hangover experience when it comes to wine, let me just say this. The only way to help you out with your headaches when it comes to wine, pick a better wine, drink more water, separate from your wine, okay? Again, read the blog. I go into detail as far as putting water in your wine is not gonna help you not have a hangover. Your body will process the liquids as if you were drinking them separately. So you might as well drink them separately, okay? So just put it there. We're gonna move on. There's more information about that on the blog. Read it. It's good. All right. But then when it comes to diluting the wine to help with the flavors and aromas. So I'm here for this Tasting Thursday. Yes, to taste the wine, but also to see if there's some truth to this theory of water helping round out the flavor so that it's a little easier to pinpoint what flavors and aromas that you're getting. So when I was doing the research, I came across a lot of or correlation between whiskey and wine. So some whiskey professionals say that adding a little bit of water to your whiskey helps kind of dull the wine a little bit down so that you're able to get a lot of the flavors and aromas that are hidden underneath all those strong flavors of the whiskey and alcohol, right? And so they believe that the same thing can happen with wine. My take, I don't know if I believe it. I think that the more you taste wine, and especially when you're going through different wines, you're able to get some of the key flavors. You're able to understand the difference between a Chardonnay and a Riesling. You get used to those type of flavors and aromas in a wine from region and all that jazz that we talk about on this tasting. You get used to it as you taste. However, I am open to giving it a little go to see if adding some water to the wine will make it a tad bit easier to pinpoint some of the flavors and aromas. Now, all my wine professionals out there watching, I want to take a moment to apologize for what I'm about to do and understand that I'm not doing it because I want to. I'm doing it because I have to. Okay? I'm not trying to offend. I'm trying to understand. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Today, we are tasting the Soaring Eagle, which is a South African wine. I poured this wine at an event for my job a few weeks ago, and it was a hit. People loved it. It had all the spice that you needed for a cold day, or cold night, rather. It was an awesome wine, so I'm hoping that it will be the same experience. I have been drinking it a little bit already, but we're just gonna push through and just kind of see where we're going. All right, so here we have the wine here. As you can see, it is very dark. Can't really tell just looking at the video, but it's not transparent. It's more of a ruby in color, very dark. Let's go ahead with it. In the wine, it has Syrah, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Pinotage, which we know Pinotage is a very, very popular grape from South Africa. Okay? So we're going to open it up. Oh, yeah. Give it a little sniff. All right, so we get, like I told you before, a lot of those spice, has a lot of baking spices in there. Black pepper, lots of dark fruit flavors, so like black cherry and things of that sort. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. So you pretty much get those same flavors where you're getting pepper, a little bit of like baking spices, the black fruit, but then there's also a little bit of chocolate. Okay, y'all know I don't like chocolate, but I do like chocolate in my wine. As far as flavor profiles, I don't know why that is, but it is something for me. I like that flavor in my wine. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and add a little water. Don't judge me, y'all. Y'all, I feel it. I feel your eyes. I feel some people rolling your eyes. Don't do that to me. Chill out. Okay? Chill out. It's an experiment. No, I need y'all to see me do this. Ah! My soul is crying. Oh, right, alcohol abuse. My mom said alcohol abuse, yes. I don't even know why I'm swirling it. So I added a little bit. I'm nervous, like, because honestly, they added more water than that. I feel so bad. My heart is breaking. I knew I was going to do this, and I'm not joking. Like, Mom, I'm not joking. My heart is not okay that I'm about to do this. I don't even want to. All right, so here we are. How has it changed the... I might have had too much wine in here, but it has made it a little more transparent around the rim, but it's not really that much different as far as in the glass itself. So understand, I only added a little bit because that's the same criteria for the whiskey. I didn't do the whole glass, pretty much the same amount of wine to water ratio like the people at my job. I didn't do that, okay? But I did add a little bit because that's what the same thing they did with the whiskey. As far as the aromas, honestly, I'm losing a lot of the spice that was there. It's more subtle, and like I think all of the aromas are slightly more subtle with the water, which to me, okay, we diluting it. So that what would we expect, right? But that's what's happening as far as the aromas and smelling. Let's taste. Okay. Let me take one more sip before I bite someone's head off. Hold up. Okay. I'm going to say this. When you pour a red bottle of wine, especially if it's fuller body, medium, anything like that, which, you know, I didn't really go into specifics as far as this bottle of wine before the water, maybe medium tannin, high in acidity. It wasn't like a bright acidity like a Riesling or anything where it's just like not like that. You're not getting those, but it still had a bright enough acidity, brought a lot of moisture into your mouth. Tannins weren't sucking it up necessarily, which is why I'm going to say maybe low to medium tannin, but it had enough alcohol to kind of fill it in the back, but it, with the water, you get none of that experience, like none of it, okay? And one thing I want you guys to know, when you see me tasting, right, when I'm talking and joking and I'm swirling, the whole point of swirling the the wine around is to open it up the wine so that oxygen is getting into it. When oxygen gets into it, a lot of the flavors, they start to bloom, they start dancing. They're like, hey, you know what? Let's get to know one another. That's what happens. With this water, sure, yeah, it tamed a lot of the flavors down. If I wanted to say that maybe with the fruit, it helped identify the fruit a little bit more, but the spice, gone. Chocolate, gone. Like, you're not getting any of that acidity, gone. It's diluted the wine and it made the experience pretty much nothing. Wine is meant to be experienced, okay? From the moment it hits your glass, when you are sitting far from it and you're getting whiffs of something, to when you are swirling it around and you're looking at the color and you're smelling it and then you're tasting and you're getting those flavors and aromas. You put the glass down, you talk, and then you come back, you have another sip, and then you're getting some other flavors and aromas. Like, that is the whole point of drinking wine, okay? But when you add water to your wine, that whole experience I just talked about, out the window. It's not happening. And so right now, all those people out there who are diluting their wine with water, and again, I only put a little bit. I didn't even put a whole bunch, and it is totally not the same experience. For the people who put all the way up here, y'all should go to wine jail, because I'm mad at you. That's how I feel right now. That's really how I'm feeling. Like, it was totally, it's not the same glass of wine. A part of me, I'm going to take another sip just because, but when I tell you nothing in me wants to take another sip because I'm a little mad right now, let me just take a sip and see something happen. You know what it tastes like? Barefoot. Okay? That's what it tastes like. It tastes like integrated wine that during the wine making process, irrigated. I don't think I said the right word. Where during that wine making process, they're adding a whole bunch of water to the grapes. And then you make the wine and it's like not at all what it could be because so much water was in it. That's what it tastes like. It tastes very diluted, like it's juice. So I'm disappointed in the people because this was actually not a bad glass of wine. By the way, this Soaring Eagle, I'll write information about it. It's under $15. Very affordable. Great glass of wine for the low. And water destroyed it. All right, so this is just, because I want to hook y'all up with the affordable but good. But don't add water to it. All right, so that being said, please go and make sure that you log into my blog, read about this whole experience. But thank you for watching. Make sure that you like, subscribe, follow, all of that jazz. Do that and tune in next time for the next blog, man. Y'all like my sleeves? I like it too. So, yes, I'll see y'all guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. What did we take away? Do not add water to your wine. Because if I see it, we gonna have problems, okay? So I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Open up, you open.